Warning! This video contains spoilers for the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3. If you have yet to see this movie, or at least its after-credits sequences, view this at your own risk. I mean, it's been out for quite a while. You can watch it on anything, really. So, watch it if you haven't seen it yet. It's really good. Spoiler alerts. Hello everyone, welcome back to gamersintel. Today, I wanted to start up a whole new segment where we make predictions, basically. Whether it's for video games, video game-based movies, video game-based TV shows, anything related to video games, really. Heck, even toys, maybe, I don't know. We'll see how this goes. Well, today, I wanted to talk to you guys about certain things that happened in the movie Sonic the Hedgehog 3. While this may not be an actual review of it, we will be making predictions about what Sonic 4 may entail, with all the clues that we've gotten from Sonic 3. So if you haven't seen it yet, the end credits scenes depict that we will be seeing Metal Sonic and Amy in the upcoming Sonic 4, which will be coming out in 2027, which is a lot longer than it usually takes for the other sequels to have come out, where they usually take 2 years. This one will take about 3. So, what I wanted to talk to you guys about is what I think might happen, like what might be going on in the next upcoming film. So, as we've seen in the end credits scene, we see Metal Sonic showing up like total Terminator style to face off with Sonic. And it's interesting that he just was able to pinpoint the exact location, so this could be entailing time travel, which if you've never played the game Sonic CD, that game is completely all about time travel. In fact, Metal Sonic is actually a robot made from the future by Dr. Eggman and came to present times. So it's also interesting to see that Amy is also being introduced, since they were both introduced in the exact same game, Sonic CD. So what we could be seeing is a total, like, come with me if you want to live kind of a thing, or maybe, if you're like me and my friends, we could be seeing like the rise of possibly Metal Overlord, since we see a whole bunch of other Metal Sonic copies. However, if you pay close attention, you'll notice that all the copies of Metal Sonic are not colored blue, which could indicate that they are possibly even Silver Sonic, which is another robot version of Sonic, although they just look more like metal than they do the actual counterpart that they could be based on. So, interesting thing is, every time we see a sneak peek of a upcoming character in the end credits of all the other movies, they look totally different in the upcoming film. They get a little bit of revamp or a little bit of a redesign from how they look, which I think they don't really need to, considering how Metal and Amy look completely perfect. I wouldn't change, honestly, a single thing about their designs. They just look absolutely amazing. I remember screaming in the theater. I called it. I knew they were going to be like introduced in the end credits. I was like, it's either going to be Amy or Metal or maybe both. And that was right on the money. So design-wise, they look amazing. But like I said, since there's usually a tweak at the upcoming movies, maybe these were just stand-in versions of what we're actually going to get. Maybe we'll actually get different versions of the Robot Sonics and Mecha Sonics and such like that. And since Metal is looking like he's controlling all these copies, we could possibly get a total Metal Overlord thing in the upcoming movie. If you've never heard of Metal Overlord, that is Metal Sonic when he's absorbed all the abilities of other characters like Team Sonic, Team Dark, Team Rose, and Team Chaotix. The only thing I don't think could be happening, why that couldn't possibly happen really, is that seems like more of an Avengers level threat when it comes to Metal Overlord. We have to get all the other characters to have appeared in the other movies. So right now we've just got Team Sonic, we've got Shadow, who was confirmed to be alive, and we've got Amy. So we don't have other characters to possibly get the whole Avengers level team up. I mean, you could still possibly do it, it just wouldn't be as big of a grand scale if you had the Chaotix, the other members of Team Rose, or like the other members of Team Dark. That's what made the Sonic Heroes very memorable in that game, since Metal was the final boss. However, they could possibly be adding like elements from Heroes and Sonic CD into this upcoming movie to make Metal seem like he's going to be absolutely like powerful to where like you need everybody like that we have to take him down. So that's a possible theory. Another thing I thought was interesting was, since we saw Eggman supposedly die in Sonic 3, how could we possibly see him come back? We see from like released concept art that he is somehow still alive, and that he's like on a throne and like has Metal by his side in one of the like concept arts. So how could he possibly be alive? Well, I have two possible like ideas for how he could still be alive. One is Super Shadow could have warped him away and saved him, kind of like how in Sonic Adventure 2, Eggman's the one who saved Shadow when he supposedly had died. So that's one thing Super Shadow could have saved Eggman. The other is we actually get a bit of a clue of how he could possibly return when he was talking to Agent Stone when he was firing him.
I no longer require your obsequious groveling.
Consider this your notice of termination. Your letter of reference will be
L for loser. Of course, I'll expect you to stay on until you've been successfully cloned. But you and I are done.
That's right. Perhaps with cloning technology, Agent Stone brings back the Doctor and could possibly even give him like a couple of like abilities. I'm not saying like he's gonna be a superhuman, but we know from the games that Eggman is actually a bit more powerful than the average human. He can run pretty fast. In some cases, it seems like he runs faster than Sonic, but I still think that Sonic just lets him run because he still wants to fight the big boss. And then others, like if you're playing Sonic Riders, we see him punch the ever-living crud out of cars like it was nothing. He's a power type for a reason. So perhaps, with Chaos Energy like flowing through him, he could be like a bit more powerful. Hence why we could see like maybe Emperor Eggman like we do like with the concept art. He's more powerful when he's brought back via cloning. So those are my two theories about how he could possibly return in the next upcoming game. A lot of people will think, no, maybe Agent Stone will take up the mantle and be the new Eggman. I don't think that, I just don't like see how that would like totally fit with his character. He like freaking bromances the Doctor. A lot of people are like, oh no, they're a total couple. I mean, if that's how you feel, cool. I see it as a total, like, the epitome of bromance. He idolizes the Doctor, yes. A little bit romantically, alright, I can get it. Gets a little sassy when other people, like, talk to him and stuff like that. He is the ultimate, like, hype man and bro. So, what we could possibly see is Agent Stone bringing him back through cloning technology, because, like we saw in that scene, he does mention that cloning could be possible. I mean, again, this is just a theory. I don't know if this is actually going to be happening. If this does happen, awesome. I would love to have been proven right about this. So those are a couple of my like theories about what could possibly be happening in Sonic 4. We could see either the rise of Metal Sonic and / Metal Overlord, but I feel like that would be too soon to see Metal Overlord at his like already in the 4th movie. I feel like maybe movie 6. That would be like a good point to like bring in Metal Overlord. You think Metal Sonic is defeated in Sonic 4, but then he comes back with a vengeance when we see more characters like introduced. Like we see Rouge, possibly Omega. Not sure if they'll go completely with the E100 series, but it would be kind of cool to see one of Eggman's robots turning like to our side and stuff like that. That would be so amazing to see a movie version of Omega in the style of the robots that have been like totally like introduced in these movies. And we also gotta get like Team Chaotix. I could see Team Chaotix being introduced in like season 2 of the Knuckles TV series, where they hopefully don't make it the Wade show with Knuckles. Like I'm okay if Wade is in the show. He like, I love his character. He's freaking hilarious. but I would like to see more like focus on Knuckles. And since the Chaotix were like introduced game-wise in Knuckles Chaotix, it'd be kind of cool to see him running into Vector, Charmy, SBO. It's okay if we don't get Mighty or Raid. I can accept that if they don't make it in the cut. But seeing Vector, Charmy, and SBO, and then in like Season 2, that's the only way I could see Metal Overlord like working in Sonic 4, is if the Chaotix are introduced in Knuckles Season 2, then okay, we've got Team Sonic, Team Chaotix, and well, it's just hard to have Team Dark because we've only got Shadow. We don't have Rouge or Omega yet. Now, I was about to say you could possibly replace Omega with another robot that went rogue, but nah, it's Omega that everyone loves. He's just a robot-killing robot who just loves to kill Eggman's robots because you abandoned him. That's like one of the best parts of like his character. So, okay, if you introduce Rouge somehow, then great. However, like, I don't see that really happening because they want to absolutely give focus to Amy in the next movie. It's like, okay, she's the first main girl character in the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise. Give her focus in Sonic 4. Awesome. We'll save Metal Overlord for movie 5 or movie 6. That'd be kind of cool. So, yeah. Either we get, like, Metal Sonic being the main bad guy, becoming Metal Overlord, which I think would be too soon. Or we get Robotnik coming back either through, like, teleportation, being saved by Super Shadow, or through cloning, and those are my basic, like, predictions. Now, another prediction I have is, if they go with the route of the games, so what happens after the events of Sonic Adventure 2, when Shadow comes back, he has amnesia. Now, I don't know if they'll go that route, but it would be interesting to see, like, if they do, how would they play this out? Okay, he doesn't remember anything that had just happened in the last movie. He's a blank slate. But since he doesn't have Rouge to, like, talk with or anything like that, could he possibly work for Eggman again, maybe? I don't know. Maybe they won't do the whole amnesia thing, but it's just like, okay, if they go with, like, how things worked out in the games, it's a possibility. So either we get an Amnesiac... wow, I almost said Amnesiac Sonic. Amnesiac Shadow, Clone Eggman, or Saved Eggman, and possibly Metal Overlord, which, again, would be totally too soon. Metal Overlord, like I said, is like a total Avengers-level threat, in my opinion. And so is Black Doom, but who knows, maybe we'll get a Shadow the Hedgehog standalone movie where he fights the Black Arms. That'd be actually pretty sick. So yeah, those are my predictions. Saved Eggman, Cloned Eggman, Amnesiac Shadow, possible, like, ties with Sonic CD plus Sonic Heroes. Maybe they can, like, lead up to Metal Overlord at the end of the movie. Like, Metal Sonic sees how powerful all these other, like, heroes are, so maybe he'll, like, when he's defeated, he'll go into hiding and start, like, scanning other life data from across universes. Okay, that could possibly actually work. So as an end credits thing, we see Metal Sonic had survived somehow, and he's, like, going to other worlds. He sees the Chaotix, he sees Chaos, or something like that. I don't know. Or Chaos or something, I don't know. It's kind of hard to, like, introduce Chaos now since we have the Chao Garden in Sonic 3, and the Chao are basically, like, mascot creatures. Or perhaps they actually do exist in another world, and someone, like, got the idea from them because maybe he thought he was dreaming, he or she, and, like, saw these creatures on another world when actually it was reality and wasn't a dream. I don't know. There's so many possibilities of what could happen, but all in all, I feel like the story for Sonic 4 will be more based on Sonic CD with time travel, and Eggman is absolutely gonna return. Whether he was saved by Shadow, or he was cloned and, like, was brought back as a clone. So those are my predictions. What do you guys think? Am I just, like, totally, like, wrong, or do you think I am onto something? Let me know in the comments below, and thank you for... Thank you guys for joining us on this new segment where we make video game related predictions. I'm gonna work on this outro a bit, but hey, check out this new outro we have for these kind of videos. It's not just cutting off to black. How about that? Yeah. Bye!